Hey y'all, it's West Virginia History with Mrs. B, and this is episode 7 of How to Create a Social Studies Sphere project. This is the episode of how to do your speech. And so for a lot of my students, this is their first time giving a big speech in front of our class, or when they do the fair, giving a speech to adults, and so they get a little freaked out. So what I recommend as you begin is you write out a whole speech from start to finish, and you can print it. I have found that students get off the speech quicker if they put it on note cards. So you can type that speech, put it in narrow margins, like with Microsoft Word, and then put a couple spaces in between. And you can print it out, cut it out, put it on note cards. Number the note cards from 1 to whatever, however long they are. You can put a hole in the corner, and they make these note card rings, and so then you have your speech that you can flip and use. Usually by regionals, my students have their speeches memorized, but sometimes they like to hold it just like a safety blanket. But that's really, really helpful is to have those note cards. So I definitely encourage you to invest in the note card rings, because then you can use those to bind your note cards together. If people have big printed speeches like this, they're more likely to hold on to it and to stare at it. You have to have the eye contact with your judges. That's really, really important. So individuals speak for 5 minutes, groups speak for 10 minutes. All group members must speak. It needs to be balanced. You can't have someone who speaks the whole time and then someone that says like 2 sentences. Important to note as well, you can't have any pre-recorded speeches. They have to be done live for the judges. So when you're writing your speech, I recommend starting out with like a hook. Do something to catch your judge's attention, like dropping a really powerful quote, or, telling something that's really interesting to get their attention. But you need to have a hook at the beginning. And that's really, really important. The rules state for social studies here, I'm going to read this. Emphasis must be placed on methods of research, inquiry, creative problem solving, predictions, rather than just displaying and collecting artifacts. So while you're giving your speech, you need to explain your process and like how you came about the things that you did and the historical methodology that maybe you used to do your research and to find your information. So, not only are you conveying information, but also how you found that and you put things together. Really important, you need to be passionate and enthusiastic in your speech. I'll never forget, like one of the first years we did social studies fair, these judges wrote on the card, "It was evident that you wanted to be anywhere in the world but here doing social studies fair." Ooh, that hurt really bad. The students didn't win because you could tell they were tired. They didn't want to be doing what they were doing, and they ended up not winning, even though they had a really great project, because they lacked enthusiasm. They lacked a passion for whatever reason when it came to their project. I definitely want to stress this, that I think it's great to use quotations from primary sources to drive home the main points of your presentation. What I tell my students, look for the money quotes. I had a professor in grad school who would always say, look for a money quote. Money quotes are those quotes that are like, ooh, that's so good. Like you want to cash it at the bank. It's so good. So find those kind of quotes that make you feel really passionate about your topic, and definitely, bring those home. If say you interview someone, you can show that digital portion of that interview. And that's really, really great. Like I said, note cards are really excellent. You should have your speech close to memorized by regionals. It should definitely be memorized by states. But it's okay if you hold those note cards. You just want to have a conversation with your judges. That's what they're looking for. They're there because they love social studies fair. They want to hear from you. They want to see your eyes. They want to communicate with you, even though you're the one giving the presentation. not only is it important to have a hook at the beginning, it's important to have a memorable conclusion as well. Wrap up the main ideas, drop a quote at the end, ask a thought-provoking question to end your presentation. But your intro, your conclusion, both need to be really, really strong. So your judges remember that, and they remember your passion and your enthusiasm for your topic. Another thing is you can, like I said, use digital interviews, videographic evidence. But like if you're, say, as individual, there should be no more than like a minute of a digital usage. And like for a group project, no more than like 2 or 2.5 minutes. I also recommend using your board to explain your presentation. If you're talking about an individual, point them out on your board. Use your board to tell your story. So your board is the evidence that the visual evidence for your speech. So you want to use that board. Some of the older judges even suggest using pointers. Most of my students are too fidgety to use pointers. They'll sit and play with the pointer instead of giving their speech. But if you can handle a pointer, that would be really successful, because then you can point to things on your board when you're talking about them. When you're giving your presentation, giving your speech, you need to look neat and well-groomed. Comb your hair. Do not show up in like pajamas. You want to put your best foot forward. I do recommend doing like one of 3 things. Either dressing nice and looking very nice, polo shirts, khakis, girls can wear, or whoever, wear a dress, like look really nice. Make sure your hair looks nice. It's neat. It's like back or braided. You want to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward. You can also go in a second way, and that is dress up, like do theme shirts. Like say you're doing a project about Cass Scenic Railroad, you could wear a Cass Scenic Railroad t-shirt and a Cass hat. That's one way you can do it. So dress really nice, business professional, wear the t-shirt and the matching khakis and the hat. Or you can go full blown and do the whole dress up like your person. And that's like dressing up like Betsy Ross, the whole bit. You can do all of the 3. Just make sure you're neat and tidy, clean, very presentable. Your shoes are tied, all of those kinds of things. It's really important that you are ready to answer questions about your project. This is where doing the project on your own and knowing your information is super helpful. I always encourage my students to reread over their abstract, because that's where your judges are probably going to generate most of their questions from. So you can answer any questions that come to you. Note anything that you reference in your abstract is fair game. So if you make a pretty like out there reference, your judge is probably going to pick up on it and ask you about it. But judges aren't going to play gotcha most of the time. I always tell my judges not to do that. It's not about playing gotcha. You want to encourage students and make them feel comfortable. So I also will stress this. You need to have adults who know how to write. Look over your abstract and look over your speech, and you need to have adults who know the content. Look over your abstract and your speech. Please make sure everything that you're saying in your speech is historically accurate. I was judging once, and I had students tell me something that was so far-fetched and so wrong, and I was so frustrated. I couldn't figure out how they had already gotten to like a regional fair, and they were saying something that was so historically inaccurate. I was very upset. So make sure that you command, and that you are an expert and that you command attention like an expert. Especially if you have a topic that your judges know nothing about, you're the only way they're going to know that information. So you want to come across as an expert in your speech and in your answering. So it's really, really important. And one last thing, do not chew gum during your speech, okay? You've got to spit it out before you go back to do your presentations. Like that happens every year. There are students that show up with gum in their mouth. So I try to like make sure they all spit it out, but don't even bring gum to the social studies fair. That is a no, 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 no. You're going to get points marked off immediately if you're chawing on gum during your speech. So best of luck as you write your speech. You can use information from your abstract to write it, but you want it to be a conversation between you and your judges that you can bring them in and make them want to learn more about the topic. So remember, you hook at the beginning, a hook at the end, explain your process, explain what you learned, and then answer the questions to the best of your ability, and then you're going to be great. So best of luck as you're writing your speech, and remember, practice makes perfect. You have to practice. Our rule at our house is you do it at least 3 times a week as you're getting ready for the fair. You got to do it 3 times a week, and then it'll become like second habit. So best of luck as you move forward in the social studies fair, and I can't wait to hear your speech when you give it at a social studies fair coming up.